All right, man. So we have a situation with a contractor and the customer. Let's see what's going on.
Now at 10, garbage collected and then returned right back to where it came from. The dispute prompting this debris dilemma in an East Bay neighborhood. That ensuing pile of blight causing problems with some neighbors. Good evening. I'm Claudine Wong.
And I'm Greg Lee. The owner of that dumpster company says he got duped by a customer who agreed to pay but never did. So it returned the favor by returning the garbage.
New at 10, KTV's Tom Vakar live in San Pablo to explain. Tom?
You know, this could have actually been a he said, she said story, but those old Ring cameras, they provided a whole bunch of evidence. Express Rental Dumpsters owner says people moving out of a house on San Pablo's 19th Street rented a dumpster for debris removal. The company placed the dumpster as ordered, but says the credit card number given was a problem.
It's a decline. He declined the cars.
Martin Perez, owner of the dumpster firm, says when he asked about payment, all he got was delays and broken promises.
Keeping saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna pay later. I'm gonna pay later. I'm gonna pay later," and never did. Or say, "Oh, I'm gonna put money in the car, so and you can charge on Monday." Happened like Monday. We try again. Call. Oh, I forgot.
When the company came for its dumpster, it was full. So the driver dumped the dumpster contents back on the driveway.
Yeah, I do some contract work, and I actually had a couple people try to scam me. The last customer, well, it wasn't because we didn't pay, but the last job I had, it was to repair a refrigerator. So it was late at night, which is don't do that. I'm gonna say that right now, don't do that. So I went over there and checked it out, diagnosed the problem, and okay, I ordered the parts and everything like that. And keep in mind, normally when that happens, you're supposed to get that part up front, get the fee for the parts, get that up front, and normally it's add half of what you would charge to fix it. I didn't do that, so I got the parts and everything like that. And when the parts came, I said, "Hey, I got the parts. Are you home?" She's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh shoot, she didn't even pay for the parts and all that." So I'm like, "Hey, I know you didn't pay for the parts and none of that, so I need half now and then half after I get done." So of course, everything was fine until I told her about the payment. I asked her about the she had to make come up with halves right away before I head down there. That way I know, if they try to pull a fast one, I'm all good. The parts I'm not really worried about because they didn't cost I think I can't remember, but it was cheap. It didn't really cost anything. Then on top of that, if I wasn't going to use it for her refrigerator, I knew I was going to use it again. So it wasn't like I wasn't worried about that. So hey, I'm gonna head down there, but I need you to send me half right now, and then half at the repair it. So after I told her that, no more contact. She just went completely dead. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So and that's the thing too. You do this enough, you can pick up on if somebody trying to get over on you or not. So she's always talking fast. I'm all like it was an emergency. I'm thinking that was the only phrase I got. There was she had well, it wasn't even her place. It was a fucking dad's place. So I'm like, okay, this is not your house. You may seem like this is your place. This is your dad's place. And on top of that, it's not even emergency because this was a fridge he had in a refrigerator. I mean, out in this garage, he was just using that for beers and stuff. So I'm like, this not even. So me getting out, I noticed that, but at the same time, I'm like, let me go ahead and get started on this. So, but yeah, soon I got the parts in, I realized like, man, she didn't even send me half the payment or whatever. So I told her, and that's exactly. I ain't hear nothing from her. So I checked. She found me on Nextdoor, and I went on Nextdoor, and guess what? She deleted her profile. So I'm like, all right, cool. So that does happen a lot of like something like this, because um, I think they go by weight. Somebody on his level, because he has a huge container. I'm pretty sure he goes by container. I know they'll say a lot about weight, 'cause depending on where they because some places charge you per weight, and some charge you per container or something like that. But anyway, he know what he doing obviously. So normally when that happens, they'll get the payment, before. Normal times, like if it's like a same day type of situation, they're like, okay, hey, this how much it's gonna cost, and they get the money right then and there, and then they start getting all the trash and stuff like that. But in his case, you know, he left it overnight or whatever until they was done with it, and then that's when he'll come and ask for the payment. So, you know, he ain't do nothing wrong. Like I say, and, you know, and this thing too, you can't just take it and dump it because you got to pay for that. It's not free. I don't know if people realize it's not, but you can't go to the dump for free. They charge you to dump the trash. So
A neighbor told us this.
It didn't block the street. It kind of just went on the sidewalk. And
I don't know what. I don't know. Like if it doesn't make sense, I'm gonna address it. So this chick is hiding her identity. Like for what? Only thing I think of is she ain't got no fucking makeup on, or whatever. Other than that, it's on that. Other than that, it's like, why would you hide your identity? It's like it's a simple interview. It's nothing life threatening, like that. So the first thing I think of, she ain't got no fucking makeup on. But you know, females be acting weird like that.
a little bit onto like just the literally at the edge of the sidewalk.
Dumpster owner Perez said he had already lost money on the dumpster delivery and pickup. Had he taken the debris to the dump, he would have had to pay hundreds more in dumping fees, increasing his loss.
And that's the thing too, because people's like, oh, how did he take a loss? Well, since the customer didn't pay for his services, he could have used that same dumpster, and with the, you know, actual customer would have had, he would have made money off of that. So if somebody's trying to, you know, think they know what they're talking about, like you don't know what you're talking about. Like by him having that dumpster there, he's supposed to make money off that dumpster. So since she didn't pay him, he missed out on money because he could have easily went to a real customer and he would have made money out there. So, you know, time is money. And then you got to pay for fuel, you know what I mean, to get there and pick it up. Like all the little small things that customers don't even think about. But that's, you know, me being in the field, obviously not doing what he doing, but it's similar. All that stuff matters. So he wasting time and gas. And he could have had that dumpster at the actual customer's location. He would have made money off that. So, and then people, you know, expecting him to dump that, and he he ain't gonna eat the cost of that. Nah, he did right. He dumped it on a fucking driveway, and he got up out of there.
At some point, a neighbor apparently called the police, and the police came out, and they required that the driver remove the debris from the edge of the sidewalk onto the property itself. Later, scavengers came and spread the stuff all over the place.
She said she paid $700 for it, and then all of a sudden I see him back up and dump it all on the ground. I didn't really know what that was about.
Now, the mess the scavengers left was cleaned up by a neighbor who covered it. San Pablo Code Enforcement has opened a case which could come back on the tenant or the property owner, who we are told still lives right in town. Reporting live, Tom Bakar, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
All right, Tom. So for now, all we know is that pile's just going to sit there where it's been left. At least it's covered because we know the rain is coming.
Well, the rain is coming, and then there's a problem with potential vermin, you know, moving in to keep out of the rain and all of that stuff. So this has to be taken care of, and eventually it will be. But somebody's going to have to pay for this, and it's going to be a whole lot more expensive than if they just paid for the dumpster.
Yep. All right. All right. Tom Baker reporting live tonight. Thank you, Tom.
And see, that's the thing, because a lot of, you know, I talked to a lot of contractors, and that's the downside of it, because you deal with a lot of, you know, you deal with a lot of shady ass people. Like they don't want to pay, or they try to, you know, or they want you to do it pretty much for free. So you deal with that a lot. That's why I understand why them guys be so damn stressed out. So, you know, at the end of the day, they don't respect what you're doing. I tell people all the time, listen, bro, like it's amazing how people will have an unlimited amount of money on some bullshit, but if it's something important like, you know, getting your roof fixed, you know, fixing your gas line, you know, your driveway all jacked up. It's always, you know what I mean? Like this is how the average person is. It's sad to say, but at the end of the day, if you do this, bro, you pretty much just gotta charge them a whole lot of money for your time, and it's not necessarily for that customer. It's for the next customers, because you're gonna have more shitty customers, or you know, or people wasting your time compared to good customers. So sad to say, the good customers got to pay for that, because you're not gonna get a customer who's about business. Like, okay, yeah, I want this done. It's a good price. Let's go. And you're gonna be dealing with a lot of shady ass people in this industry. I talked to a couple of plumbers, and they like, yeah, man, it's been a couple of times we completed some jobs, and then the customer didn't pay, and they're like, well, we can't go to court because it's gonna cost more than the actual job. Now, I'm taking this shit to the courthouse. I'm going to the court. I'm setting an example. If I can get this house, put a lien on this house, and possibly, they take the house away from them and give it and put it in my possession, I'm going for it. So somebody like me, oh no, we going to court. Like I said, that job probably costs like $5,000, and I probably got to pay lawyer fees. No, they probably like, I don't know, like $8,000 or whatever. I'm gonna pay that because you gonna pay, homeboy. So I'm put that shit on lien. Find a way I can get that house and get the house from under him and put it in my name, and all I'll do is just lease the house out until somebody come by and give me a crazy ass offer for it. But that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Now you can't do it all the time, but I'm not gonna let that slide every single time. We're gonna make an example out of them. But yeah, that happens a lot. Matter of fact, I told you guys before it was, I don't know, it was somewhere up north. But that lady who was had a roof redone, and then she called ICE on the workers right when they got done with the roof. Yeah, and I'm gonna say this too. It was white people. I'm not saying it's always white people, but it's always white people. So yeah, I talk to them contractors. They be going through it, bro. So that's why some they try to do you right. It's the thing too. Not saying all of them are good. It's a lot of horror stories with contractors, but that's why, because you got the wrong people in the right position. You got terrible customers, and you have terrible contractors. So that's just what it is. As you being a customer, you gotta know what to look out for. You gotta make sure you get you a solid contractor. As you being a contractor, you also gotta know how to look out for bullshit ass customers. So that's just what it is. But nah, it ain't sweet out there. If you want to be a contractor, it ain't sweet out there, bro. Like I say, cutting grass, they already made the standard for cutting grass. I think it's like $40 a yard or less. But yeah, bro, it ain't easy work either. So you gotta be very smart about this, and network with the other contractors. You don't have to be the same type of jobs that you're doing, but just build you a network while you're out there. But it ain't easy, bro. Like I say, he did the right thing. You can do that. It is legal. You can do that. So if you want to be a contractor, have conversations with guys who's actually in the field before you start spending your money. You want to get you a logo, and you want to start your business and all that stuff like that. Make sure you talk to the people who's actually in the field. That way you can make the ultimate decision. But yeah, you're gonna deal with a lot of shady ass people before you get you a ideal customer. And then on top of that, a customer who actually want to pay. Remember, they not gonna do it. So they have no right to tell you how much they want to pay. No, you're gonna pay what the fuck I say the price is gonna be. I'm not doing this for fun. I'm doing this for funds. So you got a lot of customers. Oh, I want to pay that much. Okay, and get done. Because when your fat ass go to Burger King, when you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, when you go to fucking Best Buy or Apple Store, do you tell them that? No. You be happy to pay that bullshit ass price for them damn electronics and a TV and them damn shoes. But we need something we need something important to be done. You don't want to do it. You go to the mechanic. Oh, I don't want. People. That's the harsh reality. That's why I tell people all the time, like, don't go off with somebody telling you. Find out on your own. I did a video about Mike Rowe hyping up the skilled labor jobs. I'm like, bro, all he doing is just he's just pumping it up so he can get on his damn program and he can get that money from the government. He don't give it. He already know how it is, but he not gonna tell you that because he got to hustle his damn self. So that's why I tell you guys, man. Anytime you go into these, matter of fact, it's so easy now. You ain't gotta leave your house. All you gotta do is go in the comment section. Oh man, I want to know how it is to be a plumber. Look it up on YouTube. Look about 2-3 videos of different guys. And then go in the comment section. They're gonna tell you everything about it. It's so easy. You ain't gotta leave your place, bro. But just be aware about what's out there, and it's not what you think it is. And people gonna make it sound like it's all sunshine and rainbows. And at the end of their damn speech, they got a fucking course. Oh man, it's out for my course and blah blah blah. Nah, homie, nah. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, if you got any good experiences, bad experience, leave them down below, man. So other people can see that I'm not over here just blowing smoke on my ass, but. At the end of the day, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. You can donate to my cash app. I really appreciate it. And yeah, until next time.